These are compression boots, and they're just one of the many ways that footballers gain an advantage on the pitch. And in today's video, I'm going to be testing every single one and ranking them on this tier list to see what really is the best and worst ways to boost your football ability. Now, the first way I'm attempting to boost my performance is by wearing a tight shirt.
Let's see if this actually works.
Now, wearing a tight shirt is supposed to give you an edge on the pitch. Nowadays, you won't see any teams wearing baggy shirts like this anymore, as the aerodynamic design of a tight shirt is supposed to make you faster and also stop opposition players from holding you back. First up, let's see if it actually makes you any quicker. So, no difference on the sprint test, but will it stop my friend Cam from pulling on my shirt and holding me back? First up, the baggy shirt, and as you can see, he was easily able to grab onto my shirt and knock me off balance. Now let's see how the tight shirt gets on. And as you can see, it actually worked. I was able to run past him no problem. So now it's time to rank wearing a tight shirt on our tier list. Now, whilst it does definitely stop the opposition from pulling your shirt, it didn't make me any faster and it doesn't really improve anything else. And taking this shirt off was an absolute nightmare. So it's going in the C tier. Now in this video, there's 3 hacks that I end up putting in the S tier, but unfortunately, this next trick isn't quite as successful.
I've cut some holes in this sock because apparently that will help me on the pitch.
Now, I'm not exactly sure why players have been doing this, but I tried it myself and couldn't really feel any difference to a normal sock. My only guess is that it makes it more comfortable, but surely you could just get a bigger pair. Either way, it seems kind of pointless and doesn't really add any value on the pitch. It's going in the F tier.
Now this next hack is a bit unorthodox, but many pros use it to improve their acceleration and speed. It's a parachute. Let's test it out.
Now, running with a parachute is something that sprinters will do in training. The extra resistance on the parachute is supposed to make your legs work harder and drive more power. If you're able to increase your speed and acceleration on the pitch, it can give your game a huge boost. And using something like this does make training a lot more fun. But I do think there's many other ways to increase sprint speed that cost nothing, so it's going to go in the C tier. So, 3 methods down, and nothing has made it too high on the list so far. Hopefully this next hack can be a bit more beneficial.
So the next pro hack I'm going to test out is using expensive boots. You won't see any professional players wearing cheap boots. There's got to be a reason for that.
Can expensive boots really boost your performance? Well, to test this out, I first got the cheapest pair I could find.
They actually don't feel too bad, I'm not going to lie.
I took some shots with the £20 boots and straight away did this.
So I'm going to be honest, these boots are actually pretty decent, but there was one big problem, and that was that this bit was hurting my ankle after just 20 minutes of playing in them, so that's not great.
Now it was time to test out the expensive pair. Would they actually be able to boost my performance?
So the expensive boots, straight away, they're a lot more comfortable.
Now, whilst it was nicer to play in the expensive boots, it's not like I suddenly started hitting free kicks like prime Ronaldo. So, when it comes to boosting your ability on the pitch, I would say that expensive boots do help. They're more comfortable, it was nicer to strike the ball, but there wasn't a huge difference, especially as you can get some really good boots for a cheap price these days. I'm going to put wearing expensive boots in the B tier.
The next way to boost performance on the pitch is gym training.
Training off the pitch is one of the best ways to boost performance. Most pros will spend time in the gym, especially focusing on leg exercises that can produce more power. So this is definitely the best method I've tried so far. I'm going to put it in the A tier. The next way of boosting your football ability is by training your weak foot. I spent a month training my left foot and saw some insane improvements. I went from hitting the ball like this to shots like this in just 30 days. And I believe some dedicated weak foot training is one of the most effective ways to boost your game. So for me, this has to go in the S tier. So finally, we have our first hack in the S tier, and there's still 2 more that end up on the top of the list. But will this next hack also improve my performance on the pitch?
Now, the next hack that pro players use is wearing light boots to give them an edge on the pitch, making them quicker and have faster feet. These are the lightest football boots on the planet, and they're so thin you can literally see the light coming through them.
So, will wearing light boots actually boost my performance? Well, let's find out. I want to see if they make me faster and if they can give me quicker feet. These boots weigh 99 grams, and I'll be putting them up against this pair that weigh twice as much. But first, let's try on the world's lightest boots.
It feels like you've just got paper on your feet, man.
Now, they did feel very weird, but will they allow me to have quicker skills? Well, to test this, I want to see how many step overs I can do in 10 seconds and compare it to the normal boots. So it was a draw, both pairs doing 27 step overs. So the light boots didn't make my feet quicker, but will they allow me to sprint faster?
2, 1, go!
So the light boots might have made me half a step quicker, which in all fairness can make a difference on the pitch, but they do have their downsides. The lack of protection that light boots have could mean you're more likely to get injured. So when it comes to boosting performance, light boots are going in the D tier. The next way I'm attempting to boost my performance is by taping my ankles. This is supposed to make your feet feel more locked down and especially help you with turning, but for me it just felt really weird and didn't help at all. It's going in the F tier.
Now we've got to the point in the video that I was not looking forward to, because our next way to boost performance is the ice bath. Oh, that's cold. Wow, that is cold. That initial shock is absolutely horrible. Oh, but once you're in here, then you could just hopefully let the coldness do the work.
Ice baths claim to have multiple benefits, including reducing muscle soreness and boosting mental toughness. But it's important to know that ice baths could also be dangerous due to the extreme cold temperatures, so they must be used with caution. I went in the ice bath for 3 minutes after a hard session, and if I'm honest, after getting out, I couldn't really feel any difference, apart from just being really cold. I think realistically, ice baths aren't going to directly improve your performance on the pitch. Although they may help with recovery, they won't instantly improve your game like some of the other methods in this video. So for that reason, it's going in the D tier. So this is the tier list so far, and we've still got some very interesting methods to test out. Let's see if this next hack will boost our performance.
As you can see, I'm on the touchline because this next hack claims to improve your throwing ability.
Now, being able to do a good throwing can be as effective as a corner, so this next hack has the potential to really boost your performance, and it's very simple. Drying the ball before a throw-in.
First up, I'm going to take a throw-in when the football's wet. Now, we're going to try a throw-in, drying the ball on our t-shirt like the pros do.
And as you can see, it went a lot further. So this is one of the easiest and most simple ways to boost your performance. But I must say, I don't think it will boost your overall game as much as wearing an expensive pair of boots. So it's going to go in the C tier.
This next hack is training balls. Do they actually work?
To test this, I bought a load of different training balls. I think as an outfield player, the use of these is fairly limited.
Now, I think where these training balls really come into their own is for goalkeepers.
But as a goalkeeper, they're a great way to boost your reactions.
Oh.
And they make training sessions a lot more fun, which can only be a good thing.
Oh. You know, they're actually a lot of fun. I'm going to put these in the C tier. So the next hack that a lot of pros use is small shin pads. And I'm not talking this small, I'm talking this small.
This is a normal size shin pad, and this is the one that I'm testing out. A lot of pros lately have been using tiny shin pads, but do they actually help you on the pitch? I tried on the smallest pair I could find. They're supposed to allow you to have better control of the ball, but realistically, you shouldn't be controlling the ball with your shin anyway, and you're also sacrificing a big lack of protection.
Up to about here, that hurts. Fine, fine, fine. Ow, 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 fine, ow, 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 ow.
So if I'm honest, I don't think small shin pads are really going to boost your performance. F tier.
Now, as you can see, I'm by the freezer, and this next life hack is a bit strange, and if I'm honest, I'm actually skeptical whether it even works, but apparently putting your football boots in the freezer somehow helps. So out of interest, I did have to try this out just to see if it does actually improve anything. As I say, I've not got high hopes, but let's try it out and see if we can figure out why. It's been 24 hours, Let's take a look. They obviously feel very cold. There's nothing really any different right now. All right, let's try it. Honestly, they just feel completely normal. My feet are a bit cold now. This one is absolutely pointless. There should be an extra tier for this. It's going in the E tier.
So we've had a few pretty bad ones in a row now. Hopefully this next method has a bit more to offer. Now the next way I'm trying to boost my performance is doing a proper warm-up.
So to test this one out, I've just got to the pitch. I'm going to start pinging some shots and see how it feels without warming up. All right, no warm-up. The shots are pretty awful. Right, now I'm going to try a few skills without warming up. Oh my. I feel slow. My legs feel heavy.
Without warming up, my ability was terrible, so I then did a proper 10-minute warm-up.
Right, so we've warmed up. Now let's try the skills again. That is a lot easier.
And my shots were literally 10 times better as well.
So we've just done a 10-minute warm-up there. The skills are a million times better, and so are the shots. This has got to go in S tier.
So a lot of people skip the warm-up, but doing a proper routine genuinely is one of the easiest ways to improve your game.
Now this next hack is said to have been done by Cristiano Ronaldo himself to improve the speed of his skills, and it includes ankle weights.
It's thought that if you practice skills with weight on your ankles, when you take them off, your feet will feel a lot lighter and therefore quicker skills. To test this, I first tried doing as many step overs as I could in 5 seconds. I got 16, then I practiced with the ankle weights on. And then I did the test again. And actually got 1 less. Maybe my feet were tired, and over a long period of time, doing this would help, but it's not going to improve your skills overnight. D tier. Next up, we have the football on a string. These are pretty popular, but will it actually improve my game?
I feel like I can't get a run up on the ball every time. It just follows me back. When you pass it, it comes back too high. Like, honestly, they're not the one, man. Now, when it comes to improving your football ability on the pitch, I think gadgets like this are a bit unnecessary. You're better off just kicking the ball against a wall. So for me, this is going in the D tier. So grip socks have pretty much taken over the world of football over the last few years, but is there any reason why? Let's test them out and see if they actually make a difference.
They're supposed to keep your foot more locked down in the boot, and to test this, I put 1 normal sock on and 1 grip sock and did some side-by-side tests. Just from looking at the footage, you can't really tell a difference, but I did feel like my foot was a little more secure in the boot when wearing the grip socks.
Right, so I've tested the grip socks out, and whilst there is a little bit of difference, I wouldn't say it's huge, so I'm going to put grip socks in the C tier when it comes to improving football ability.
As you can see, a lot of the hacks so far in this video aren't rated very high, and I think it just shows there's no get-rich-quick scheme for football, but there is still one more method that I put in the S tier. Will it be this next one? Next up, we have leg compression boots, and you see a lot of pro players using these. They're supposed to improve circulation in the legs, helping with recovery.
So now I'm gonna actually test these things, try these out. I've seen loads of images of footballers, you know, wearing these things. Let's see if they actually do anything.
These boots are very expensive. They range from a few £100s to a few thousand, so I'm expecting big things. So I put these on, pressed a button on this machine, and they started to inflate with air, and it was a very strange feeling.
These are getting actually really tight now. I can feel them pressing on my legs.
They eventually became fully inflated, and it basically just felt like having a lot of pressure surrounding my legs. But after 15 minutes, I took them off to see how my legs felt.
All right, let's take them off. And you know what? My legs do feel almost like a lot lighter. I don't know if that's just a placebo or what.
So realistically, these are very expensive, and I don't think they'll boost your game that much. If you're a pro player, they're sort of the cherry on top for recovery, but for most of us, they're not essential, so they're going in the D tier. Now it's time for our final way to boost performance, and it's one of the best. Getting proper hydration and nutrition is one of the most effective ways to boost performance, giving you more energy, strength, and better fitness. This is one of the easiest ways to get an improvement on the pitch, S tier.